I'm Caravan Dan at the Gaming Caravan, and today we're going to be talking about Root and sleeving Root because Root's creator, Leder Games, is sponsoring our brand new tabletop convention here in Central Florida called Caravan Convoy. We'll talk more about it, and we'll sleeve all the cards in this box. Let's get going. I feel like the hungry gamer. All right, there we go. So let's open this up. Bada bing, bada boom. And just a heads up, if you want to talk to us on Discord, we just opened up a new Discord. Go to the link of the description of this video and you'll see it, or go to the link in our bio and you'll go to our Discord. Also, if you want tickets to Caravan Convoy, link in our description and link in our bio, depending how you're watching this. So Root is one of the most perfectly designed ecosystems I've ever seen in a board game. If you don't know, board game ecosystem is something that I call a game where it has the same basic symbols, shapes that are used by all players, whether it's in various different ways or not. For instance, Villainous has an ecosystem, Marvel United has an ecosystem. They have, the abilities, stars, shapes. Villainous has the 4 or 5 symbols. Some of them have new symbols, some of them have different symbols. And Root has a bunch of the same symbols on cards that each character uses differently. Like each and every character feels like you're playing your own game with them. So let's go ahead and open this up. Oh my gosh. And you can play this at Caravan Convoy, June 15th, here in Central Florida. Walking through Root, an extended example of gameplay. Leder Games has this in all their games for their other games, which is fantastic and super smart. The rulebook, which is beautiful for the record. And then something that's even better than the rulebook called the Law of Root. If I can open that, there we go. The Law of Root is essentially the game Bible for the game. It has every single situation you'll ever encounter inside of this. It feels like the most intensive FAQ I've ever seen in a board game. You should definitely check this out. Like, I'm serious. This is one of the most beautiful things I've seen. It's honestly almost better than a rulebook, because rulebook has a bunch of things. You have to Google a lot of rules. You have to ask the creator, stuff like that. This has everything. Everything. This is by far Leder's most impressive game. So, next we have some of the game boards for the characters. There should be, I think, 4 in here, because the base game allows for 4 players. This is the Vagabond, which plays like an RPG, kind of like Dark Souls or Legend of Zelda, something like that. Next is the Marquise, which are the cats that rule, the evil cats that rule over the forest right now. You have the Woodland Alliance, and I feel like, I don't know, if this is a new print or something like that, but it looks like super green, which is beautiful. I hope you guys can see how green this looks. It's a very beautiful green color. And then the Eerie Dynasties, which are the birds. This one, I am not looking forward to playing because I saw people play it and it looks very complicated. They took forever in their turns, but maybe I'll understand it. So, these are the 4 boards you get when you play Root. If you look in the back of it, it's basically a guideline of how you should play it, how it plays, difficulty. It has a complexity for the character, aggression, so how aggressive you have to be in order to win the game, card wealth, crafting ability, starting items, all that good stuff. So it's very interesting. And additionally, it has a setup on the board, and you actually go down alphabetical orders based on whoever is currently in the game, which is super fun. I really do think this is the best designed game I've ever seen, personally. Next, you have the board. Just another example of how impressive this game can be. So I'm not going to be opening up the whole thing, but check this out. So one side of this, actually why not? So one side of this is the game board, as you can tell, and then the other side adds modularity. This is a blank slate. Use tokens in here, much like Libertalia's system. You put down tokens to make it whatever you want to be. So here on the main board, there's preset locations, variability for the types of locations, which are the bunnies, the foxes, the mice. Here, you drop them down randomly, you set up however you want, and you can play a completely different type of game. Very interesting, very fun. There you go. You got this to punch out all the punch board tokens. Yeah, it's a little punch boards for tokens, punch boards for more tokens. The cards, which I'll sleeve. Oh, these are Marquise cards. These are the cards I'll sleeve. 2 dice. They are not the dice you think they're. They are technically D10s, I think. Or I think they're D12s. I don't know. There's something like that, and they actually only have the numbers 0, 1, 2, and 3 on both. That's the combat dice. More bags, which I thank you for sending me high quality bags. And then the pieces for the games, which almost everything requires. I think every single class requires the wooden pieces, but different amounts. So let's open up the cards. Let's use my teeth for everything, it's so annoying. I can't wait to get my nails to grow back. Oh, there we go, little thing flying up. Oof, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, game, for working with me. Slide that out. Oof, that was hard, stuck in there. Awesome, fantastic. So all of this is just one deck. So we're gonna go ahead and sleeve the whole deck. You can see the 4 different types of cards right here. The bird cards are typically wilds for most characters, except for my favorite class, which is the Lizard Cult. We got the bunnies, we have the mice, and I believe last we have the, foxes. Yeah, if you haven't yet, if you like complex strategy games, you want something higher than Risk, definitely check out this game. I'll say that much. This is like Risk on steroids. Like, it genuinely is just the next step of evolution. Actually, just in terms of board games overall, it's the next step of like strategy, like actual high class strategy. So we're gonna use the card sleeves they gave us, which are custom sleeves for the 4 woodland creatures. You can get this, I believe, in their shop. If I can, I'll put the link in the description below as well for both the game and the cards on the Leader website. And let's just start sleeving. So it has a little metallic back, and we're gonna start shoving all the cards in here. Now this does make it a little bit thicker, but it's overall worth it for sure because it protects the cards, and this game will get played a lot. All the cards are needed for the expansions, the base game. You can play the base game without the expansions. You cannot play the expansions without the base game. It's not one of those standalone expansions. But they have different autonomas. So basically they have an autonomah for every single character in the game. So if you want to randomly play with, let's say, the Vagabond, but no one wants to play them, but you want to play with the Vagabond and play, you just drop that down there. If you want to play a solo game, you can play with the autonomahs. The autonomah is interesting because actually all of these people are animals of some kinds. The autonomahs are literally like animatronics. So it changes their board with a little animatronic. It says what it does on their turn. It's fun. I'm telling you, it's a well-designed game. Definitely deserves all the love and praise. I was intimidated for the longest time playing this game, and then I think it was my friend Connor who was like, "Oh, it's not as hard as you think." And then later on, he's like, "Yeah, that's one of the most complex games, other than like, you know, the insanely complicated ones like TI and all that stuff." But I think this is technically like a 3.8 out of 5 for weight and difficulty class. I'll be sure to make a post about this real soon for our Instagram page. But yeah, I am in love with the Root. This is definitely one of the best games I've played. In terms of strategy, it's definitely in my top, I think 3 for strategy games. Maybe number 1 for specifically just strategy. Not my favorite area control because it's weird. Sometimes the movement thing is weird, but it's definitely needed for this game. So it is, yeah. So I think there's only like 100 cards in this deck or something like that. I will have to double check, but it's not too many. It's definitely not tedious to sleeve. This whole thing is done in maybe 5 minutes. I think they have, what, 5 or 6 expansions, including the autonomahs, but in terms of like playable expansions, I think they have 3, potentially. And again, every class uses the cards differently. Some people get items, some people don't even use items, sometimes items aren't even on the board, sometimes certain characters don't allow certain things to happen, like trading. I think the otters are the ones that do exclusively trading. They trade all the things from their hand. No other players can trade. Lizard Cult can actually convert other people's players into their followers, which is hilarious, which is why I think they have the most workers or meeples in the entire game. Vagabond is literally the only one that has a singular meeple, and that's for 1 Vagabond. You can play with 2 Vagabonds, by the way, if you have like, you know, 2 people that want to play the Vagabond and you have the expansion for it. It comes with another one. So the Vagabond, I think, is a raccoon. So this game, it's a gray raccoon, and the other game, I think it's a black raccoon. It's funny though because these things, they look like what they say they look like, but on first glance, you know, the mice kind of look like pieces of bread, so people call them like the loaf gang. The cats look like cats, kind of undisputedly. Kind of looks like almost the boot cats in a sense. And then I think the bird people are called, the Eries are called like, what was it? Oh yeah, sharks. Because like they're leaning back a little bit, so it's pretty funny. Yeah, this game has definitely its own following, support, and all that stuff. And look at that, it took maybe 5 minutes to sleeve all the cards. The back of it looks so good. It's not a different back, it's the same back that's on here. It's just to, you know, makes it easier to shuffle the cards, protects your game if you play this game a lot. I know some people play this game, I think, every 3 days. If you play games like that this often, definitely check it out first before you buy. It is not for everyone. But I would say it's for a lot more people that like board games because of the fact that every character plays differently. And as long as 2 people don't need to play the same character, then it's a worthwhile purchase. Now I'm just gonna make sure all these cards fit where they're supposed to fit. But overall, I will say I'm proud with how they designed it. Again, I think it's one of the most perfect board games ever created in terms of strictly design. Now, the art style is not necessarily for me. I do love the art style here, but like the art style across the board isn't my favorite. But I do love the animal stuff. The theme sounded kind of interesting. I don't know anyone that's played it that doesn't like it. I think maybe one person had that experience, but not me. No one I've played with dislikes the game. And I played this game that's taken like 3.5 hours for like 4 people. Also, I played a game with like 6 people that's taken only 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So it really just depends on who you play with, which is how most games are anyways. Look at that. There we go. All in all, definitely, if you have a chance to play this game and you like higher strat games, check it out. If you do not like higher strategy games, do not check it out. No game is for everyone. I'll say that right now. So these tokens are used, again, different classes use different tokens. Some classes might never see a token. Some classes start with like 4 tokens, some classes start with none. The Vagabond's interesting because they have like a different kind of starting items and starting abilities based on what Vagabond you want to be. Because again, they're adventurers, so they have different adventures you can play as. And it's very well color coordinated, this game. So honestly, you'll know exactly who you are based on the pure color. Like if you're the Marquis, you'll have nothing green on the board. You'll be like basically the orange things. If you are the Mice People Coalition, you will be everything green on the board. If you are the Ravens, you'll be everything blue. If you're the Vagabond, you'll just be everywhere having everything because you trade with a lot of people. So definitely the Vagabond's one of the more interesting ones to play for me, in my opinion. Yeah, these items aren't even that many things to punch either. There we go. If you played Root, definitely let me know what your favorite character to play is and why. And if you don't like it, I want to know why. I would love to hear why you wouldn't like Root, because that is not a common opinion, I'll say that much. I really want to try the Root TTRPG, the tabletop game like D&D, but Root, because I don't even know how they did that. I want to see if it's worthwhile. I want to see if it's interesting. Yeah, so I don't know if this all actually fits anymore with the sleeves. I really hope it does without lift, but also, I don't know. Looking at it right now. Looks like I'm going to have to pray on it. I'm going to do this, bada bing, bada boom. Is it this, really? Oh, I guess it is. Wow, okay. Interesting. So the map goes first, then the boards. That's right, that's right. Then the rule book. Oh, almost lost an item. That would have been real bad. See, I get really paranoid. Oh, almost lost 2 items. Jeez. This is why I get paranoid when it comes to like popping these things out. Because like, look, all these white little things I can pop out. I don't know if I should. I don't think I need to because there's nothing on them. There's no use for blank things in this game from what I've seen. So I'm just gonna, oh, the Vagabond's not even in there. See, my mind is elsewhere currently, I guess. All right, all right, all right. My lady. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I'll probably take out the insert because this insert's good, but I can make it better. I'm gonna cast Spoil with my inserts. Once I start realizing I can just 3D model, 3D print my own stuff, inserts got way better. And honestly, unboxing and unboxing games got a lot more fun too, just because it's not hard. It really isn't to 3D print them. Boom, boom. Look at that. This whole thing took maybe 16 minutes in real time. If you have any questions, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me. We have our own game coming as Kickstarter in a few months. Actually, I think it's only 1 month from now, which is crazy. So be sure to go to the description of this video. Check out all the links we have down there. Join our Discord community. Peace out, have a great day. God bless. I'll catch y'all later. And make sure to follow along to see more videos like this on whatever social media you're finding this on. Have a great day, guys. Bye.